Roger Poole. Roger? Okay. You asked about tax avoidance.
The Tax Justice Campaign estimates that if a bill were passed to stop corporate tax dodging by major companies, the amount generated would be at least £3.6 billion a year in tax to fight poverty in the UK. That's one of our problems that we've been talking about would be solved, wouldn't it? Also, a lot of money would be saved for governments in developing countries where multinationals operate and where currently they dodge paying the proper taxes to those governments. Now, I presume that all parties, all representatives of those parties here would be against tax dodging and believe that something should be done about it. My question is, what priority would you give to that, to a measure, legislation to effectively stop corporate tax dodging? And could you perhaps suggest, out of all the various things that might be done, the various facets of legislation, perhaps one thing that might be done as part of legislation to stop corporate tax dodging?
Thank you, Roger. And in order, I'll ask Star, Emma, Darren, Ian and Becky, please.
Okay, what priority would we give? Well, it's basic. We'd stop all the tax loopholes, we'd simplify the taxation system so that the loopholes are gone, which means then people, no matter who they are, will pay the appropriate tax. Tax avoidance is a legal thing, tax evasion is not. We want to stop tax evasion, but also we want to close loopholes in tax avoidance, and the only way to do that is to simplify the legislation that there is on taxes, and to stop a lot of the big accountancy firms sending in their people to the Treasury to help write all of the policy documents, who then go back to their employment and use those things that they've written to get their clients to pay less tax. That is the problem.
Thank you very much.
Can I say something, please, before I go?
Paul, can we let the candidate speak, please? Okay.
Sorry?
Can we let all the candidates answer the question, please?
Sorry?
Can we let all the candidates answer the question, please?
Well, yeah, I'm going to ask a question.
We've had a question asked. Can the others answer, please?
It's just a waste of time. It's all set up with it.
Thanks, Roger, for the question. I think it's a really, really important question, and we have said that this is going to be a day one priority for us, tackling tax avoidance, and we will put forward a finance bill in the first Queen's speech to bring forward quite a number of measures, and we have a 10-point plan, but without going through all the 10 points, because otherwise Nick will be cross with me, I just outline a couple of those. The first is to have a review into the culture and practices of HMRC, because they seem to be much tougher on the small people who have maybe got small businesses and earn a small amount of money compared to the likes of the kind of difficulties we've seen with HSBC and the people on really, really big incomes. So there seems to be a totally wrong-headed approach, wrong priority when it comes to HMRC. They're chasing the people who are not earning much money or earning okay, but they don't seem to be taking on those really who are the highest earners. We're going to abolish non-dom status, which is a very strange anomaly because many countries around the world, many countries in Western Europe and the United States don't have this non-dom status, which allows people who are living in the UK to avoid tax on income that they earn abroad. So we're going to get rid of that status, and we're going to clamp down on tax havens in terms of the overseas territories that are tax havens, and we're going to make sure that hedge funds are also paying their fair share of tax. I know it's a particular campaign that you're very passionate about, and it's certainly something that we're going to take forward in government.
Thank you, Darren.
Yeah, just quite simply, just a big focus on tax avoidance, stopping tax avoidance, and it's just one of the key. When the Prime Minister talked about how he was going to find these funds going forward. We talked about the 13 billion that were going to come from the departments, and he talked about the 12 billion that's going to come from capping welfare, and 5 billion that will come from aggressively addressing tax avoidance. So that really is it. It's just a statement about just putting a big priority on tax avoidance, because that's how we're going to fund us going forward.
Thank you. Ian.
Thank you. You may be aware that the Coalition have invested £1 billion in providing extra tax inspectors who have brought in 60 billion over the course of this Parliament. We go look at Commonwealth countries, overseas territories, quite right. Antigua, Jersey, Cayman Islands. We're going to clamp down on that. I don't see how we can get together with cosy little Commonwealth meetings and ignore this. It's gone on for far too long. It's giving the Crown territories a bad name. About time we stopped it. We can all, as individuals, by the way, we can take action. I don't buy anything for Starbucks or whatever. You can boycott Amazon Boots, the Daily Mail, etc. I was going to say Vivienne Westwood, but then again, Vivienne Westwood's a great tax dodger, and she's the biggest contributor to the Green Party in this election campaign. I'd like to know that. Yes, we have to continue our aggressive policy against tax dodgers, particularly at the high end, hedge funds too. Yeah.
Thank you. Becky.
Yeah, this is one of the reasons that I got involved in this, because the top 10% of households hold nearly half the UK's wealth, and the top 1% hold at least 12.5%. So taxes are being even taxed fairly, is it? We're going to introduce a millionaire's tax for people with assets of more than 3 million, with 1 to 2% in the top 1% to raise between 23 and 43 billion at the higher end, and abolish the rule that allows non-domiciled residents not to pay tax on foreign income. I think we need to stress that the tax gap is actually estimated to amount to actually about 120 billion a year, and that's more than the estimated 75 billion deficit and 30 times that of benefit fraud. Yet HMRC staff have been cut from 93,000 to just 52,000 from 2004 to 2015. We would increase staff by 15,000 a year over Parliament, and we'd reopen local offices. And just so you know, we're not funded by big businesses, so we will tackle it. And the party donations, and the party donation system needs to be looked at, and we'll lead on bringing a tax dodging bill before the next Parliament. We had a crowdfunding campaign. People donated £2, £5, £10, £50, and that's why we've got 75% of the candidates standing in the Green Party. Caroline Lucas has actually not accepted donations from people that weren't paying tax in this country. We'll consider making the 2 billion industry of designing, promoting and selling tax avoidance schemes illegal. And last year, eBay, Google, Amazon, Facebook, Starbucks and Apple made 14 billion, but they only paid 0.3% tax. We'll make the 2 billion industry of selling the tax avoidance illegal, as I've said. Because when rich corporations and wealthy individuals do it, it's called tax avoidance. But if you and I do it, it's called tax evasion, and it's punishable fine.
Thank you all.